Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we got some decoy voice. LA riots just exposed their scam. Let's get into it.
The ID was dismantled. I was wondering what would happen to all these heavily coordinated anti-ICE riots, and after the 4th of July, now we know. As remember, these were massive movements all across the city, where
Yeah,
basically
it's so
foreign
stupid,
forces
dude.
faced off with our own law enforcement. But as Julio Rosa shows us, at the federal building in Los Angeles, there's basically nothing left, with Anthony Cabasa
Good.
seeing them make these makeshift barricades that
Thank God they're losing all their fucking funding, dude. Thank God all these staged riots are being fucking killed off and it's all like being just over and done with. Like, hopefully now, like, the federal agents and ICE and shit will be able to actually do their jobs without people fucking harassing them for no fucking reason.
aren't really stopping anybody.
Because it's funny, because they'll protest, they'll have an entire No Kings protest right here, flying the Mexican flag. Oh, but I guess it's okay for the cartels to run around like kings in Mexico, right? That you won't protest that, you won't try to fix your own country before spewing the biggest fucking hypocritical bullshit on the planet. No. Instead, you'll bitch and moan here, saying that you're not American, you're Mexican and whatnot. And it's like, bro, if that's the case, get the fuck out and fix your country first before coming over here. Then you have the Mexican president saying the dumbest shit in the world, like, we will mobilize if America. If what are you gonna mobilize exactly? Your armies can't even fucking handle the own fucking home terrorism that is happening, and you think you're gonna be able to do shit in America? Like, bro, do you know how many fucking hillbillies we have with guns that fucking yearn for the day that some foreign nation tries to invade America so that way they can actively go out there and start doing shit? Like, bruh, you think we have a dude, our national militia fucking is by far the best one in any fucking country on the planet. Like, dude, the amount of people that fucking mobilize and shit would mobilize instantly. The amount of fucking patriotic hillbillies that would come out of the woodworks just to shit on fucking any type of foreign threat trying to invade American soil, you wouldn't last a day. Let's be real.
So
Bruh.
not only had their numbers disintegrated, remember,
Good.
the first riots had mysterious individuals dropping off expensive bionic
The
face shields.
fuck?
And today's protests had handwritten signs saying, "We the people does not," something, with what looks to
Huh.
be a handout of talking points. Cam today saw a sign
That's
saying,
so sad, bro. They're literally being handed fucking cards and shit on what to say. What are these people, Biden, that they need teleprompters to know what to say, to know what they're protesting for? It's so fucking ridiculous. Let's see.
"You
Is he...
hide behind violence because what you're doing is inhuman and unforgivable, right?"
Oh, what the federal government is doing is inhumane? Bro, the federal government isn't trashing its own cities just because some illegals are being kicked out. The federal government isn't acting like a bunch of fucking vicious animals rioting, looting, and burning down small businesses just because your fucking fifis got hurt that the president's cleaning up the country. You want to talk about being inhumane? Look in the fucking mirror, you fucking imbeciles.
Behind a sign saying something incredibly violent, and Los
Uh,
Angeles did not survive the fires just to be taken by ICE. Now, I can't criticize
bruh,
anybody's spelling.
LA didn't even survive the fires in general. Thanks to our dumbass governor and and the dumbass mayor, LA barely managed to scrape by because of these fires. The firefighters had no fucking water. They were understaffed. The fucking trucks and shit weren't working because they fired the maintenance people to save more money in their own pockets. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
when I can't either. But this disorganized, oftentimes contradictory assembly of activists just proves how inorganic last week's protests really were, as it's
Yeah.
important to remember that Trump had to bring in the US Marines to supplement the National Guard to finally get Los Angeles under control.
Yeah.
And this
And let's not forget that Democrat fucking judges tried blocking Trump, and the Supreme Court said, no, you're not allowed to do that. And then you have people like Legal Eagle, fucking radical left leaning lunatics, saying that, oh, well, the judges are on par with the president. They should be able to stop. It's like, no. What? State judges should not be able to trump the fucking the federal fucking, like, what is the word I'm looking for? State judges do not supersede and are not equivalent to federal judges or the people we elect into federal government. The federal government will always supersede the state, and it's the dumbest shit in the world. And thank God the Supreme Court finally said, no, you're not allowed to stop the president from passing his fucking bills every time you feel like your fifis are being hurt. Thank God that happened. His bills, his fucking executive orders, anything he tried to pass, the fucking courts in these fucking radical left leaning states would immediately stop it and hinder it all. And it was like, how? Why? This is the president of the United fucking States. He's supposed to be in charge of the entire country, and he's supposed to do what is best for the country, and these fucking state lawyers and state fucking judges think that they know better than the person that the people elected in to run the state, not the state, to run the country. How fucking stupid are you? What an abuse. You want to talk about dictatorial and abuse of power? How about these state judges start looking in the fucking mirrors?
protest only required a couple SUVs worth of extra Marines, as these activists
Yep.
were easily shoved aside to allow them to arrive.
God damn. What a bunch of fucking jobless
With even the
losers,
return
dude.
of their
Doing
tactical
nothing
shaman,
productive.
who was powerless to stop them.
Send her ass to Mexico. Let's see how she likes living over there for a few months. I bet if you send every one of these individuals to some other fucking country, they'll immediately start begging to come back. Guaranteed, because they don't know what it's like to live in an actual oppressed country.
Even when the Marines
This is how you get stupid people like Whoopi Goldberg saying that black women have it just as bad as women in Iran and Iraq and in other fucking countries in the Middle East. How fucking stupid do you have to be to say that type of shit?
were merely setting up, the protests seemed to subside. And as LA
No, they're not. They're supposed to protect the American people.
arrests of genuinely peaceful protesters,
They're telling you to leave the area. You're not choosing to leave. They can arrest you.
Anthony Cabasa stated, within minutes, all protesters left the area. It's
Good.
almost like without massive funding from mysterious forces, these so-called protests simply don't exist. As seemingly every
God.
shot of this group shows 5 journalists for every 1 activist, if that. And it's not just LA. As a post-millennial shows us, 26 days into Portland's federal building protest, there's about 10 of them. And in equally liberal Seattle, the activists...
They cut off all the welfare checks, so they stopped getting money, so they had to go back home, so that way they could get their welfare checks again. That's all it boiled down to. They stopped receiving funding, like he says, so they had to go home, or they had to go back to their jobs and shit.
are also powerless to protest there.
You don't have to prove nothing, just move. You get run over, it's on you.
Yeah, thank God.
It's almost sad.
That's how they should. That's the mentality they should have had since day fucking one when people started surrounding these vehicles. Start running them the fuck over so that way they get out of fucking traffic and you do not charge the fucking people who are driving with any type of crime because these fucking animals opt to block the roads and start attacking innocent people in vehicles just trying to drive to work. It was the dumbest shit in the world, and I'm so glad Florida was the first state to say, if you get run over being a dumbass protester, you're gonna die, and that's on you, and we're just gonna ship your body to your family.
See, these activists continue to waste their time with this unemployed behavior, when likely they thought they were part of this huge movement for social justice,
So
when it was
retarded.
probably mainly paid for provocateurs from out of town that quit once the money did. And now they're just the left behind volunteers that were destroying
Yep.
their own city for free. As a lot of people point out this moment of when the riots in LA finally ended.
It's funny because this is the only thing you're seeing. He's only showing clips from the news. He's not showing clips from like Citizen and shit where you saw the exact same shit happening. Like, I was getting notification after notification when this was at its peak on fucking Citizen of like, oh, fucking ICE agents found here, people protesting, ICE agents found here, people protesting, and it's like, bro, do these unemployed fucking retards not have anything better to do than to impede federal agents? Like, holy shit, dude. I still believe that every single one of these people who are vouching for these criminals to be here should be charged with treason and kicked out of the country.
Also have the IRS here that's helping us track how these violent protesters are funded, what NGOs out there, what unions, what other
Oh, shit.
violent perpetuators that are in these protests that take people who may be wanting to come and be
Like, look at this shit. They're literally attacking these federal officers. How the fuck do these people get away with this type of shit? It's so ridiculous.
but instead turn these into
How do you not immediately tackle this fuck? Like, one of these dudes runs in, tackles him, slams his face to the fucking ground, and starts cuffing him for attacking federal agents. I don't understand how that just doesn't happen.
violent activities that go after
It's so
law enforcement.
ridiculous.
And it wasn't just an empty gesture.
If God hated ICE, then there would be no gates to enter heaven, and angels would not be armed with flaming swords. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Tyler Hatcher, the special agent in charge of IRS criminal investigation here in Los Angeles.
Last week, we arrested an individual who was charged with conspiracy to commit and aiding and abetting civil disorders.
Good.
These violent agitators put peaceful demonstrators at risk.
The FBI and our fellow partners will continue to investigate individuals and
It's
organizations
about fucking
who are knowingly
time.
funding and committing acts of violence against law enforcement, as well as the destruction of property.
We are currently tracing money to determine who is providing funding for
Oh
these
shit.
riots.
And that alongside how
USAID programs now being run by state departments as agency ends operations. Ha! Ha! USAID, the biggest fucking scam run by the fucking liberals for years. Thank God that shit's over. Hopefully my taxpayer dollars will finally go towards fixing roads and shit instead of cleaning up after their fucking messes that they cause. I'm so glad these riots are over so that way my taxpayer dollars stop going towards cleaning up messes that the Democrats themselves caused.
USAID was finally dismantled,
Holy shit,
ending
dude.
American tax dollars flowing into suspicious funnels. Interesting how countrywide, every single city saw their massive liberal protests immediately cease activity, where I really wonder, without USAID, will we ever see another anti-ICE or BLM-like movement that essentially holds every US city hostage until the Democrats get their way, which would
God,
be terrible.
I hope we never fucking see that shit ever again, dude. Cause talk about the greatest fucking scams on the planet. Holy shit, dude. This is on par with Indians trying to get you to send them fucking Google Play cards and Steam cards and shit. Like, holy fuck, dude. So glad that USAID is dead and that my taxpayer dollars aren't going towards funding these fucking riots and lining the pockets of the rich even harder who do not deserve that money. I don't mind fucking capitalism. You won't fucking ever see me complaining about that shit. You won't ever see me saying eat the rich. I'm like, bro, as long as the rich are helping out and paying their fair share, I do not give two shits. Because without them, realistically, this country would not function. as properly as it should. It would still function, but it just wouldn't be the well-oiled machine that it is, you know, and there are still drastic areas that can be improved.
Fine to think that our own tax dollars funded every single one of those riots, but I'm
Yep.
starting to think this isn't just a tinfoil hat theory, because it wasn't like these anti-ICE riots stopped because they actually accomplished anything. As on
They
the 4th of
didn't.
July, we had Trump doing
Oh
his dance,
shit.
as he just signed his big beautiful bill,
Hell yeah, let's go.
which a brief recap shows us it has
Hell
the
yeah.
largest tax cut in history for middle working class Americans.
Oh my god, let's go. Joe.
And Social Security. But
Oh my god, all this shit is so good. No tax on made in America auto loans. That's also really good because it might bring back automotive manufacturing to America. So that would be really great. All the abandoned automotive factories might actually be reopened and shit, creating more jobs, creating more opportunities and shit. Protects 2 million family farms from punitive double taxation. Wow, that's actually also really good. Holy shit, dude. Our farmers have been really getting shafted over the past 4 fucking years, too, thanks to Biden. So, yeah, it's nice to see the farmers also fucking catching a break. This no tax on tip and no tax on overtime is also really fucking amazing, dude. Because now, waiters and any sort of, job where you get tips, shit, this could also potentially affect YouTube and shit because the oh shit. Hello, hello. There we are. Jesus. Yeah, like I was saying, the no tax on tips might affect YouTubers and too and shit, and we might see zero tax on like the super thanks and decoy voice doesn't have it enabled. But yeah, like super thanks and donations and all that shit on like streaming platforms that could potentially fall under tips, meaning all that money that you make is essentially tax free, which would be really great and would help out a lot of content creators. And you would also see a rise in more content creators. Yeah, the no tax on overtime, that's also really good. I'm trying to scroll down like this isn't a video.
protects family farms from double taxation, rescinds billions in Green New Deal
Ooh.
funding, secures the border and deports at least 1 million a year, and most
That's
relevant
so
to this,
nice.
hires 10,000 new ICE agents, 5,000 customs officers, and 3,000 border patrol.
Ah, that's why I've been seeing the fucking customs and border patrol like shoot the fuck up on glass doors. Ah, that explains it. I see, I see. Yeah, I was looking at glass doors for like jobs and shit, and I saw like I was just scrolling to see what it recommended me, and I just saw a shit ton of like, oh, customs officer, ICE, border patrol, customs officer, border patrol, TSA type work, and I was just like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Which, if America's ICE was a standalone military, it would be the
Yep.
third most funded force in the
God
world. It's
damn.
almost like all that looting in LA did them nothing. As if anything,
Yep.
it only provided Americans proof that we do indeed need a massive overhaul of
Yeah,
our
I mean,
immigration system.
bro, they're attacking a fucking sushi place. Like, how fucking deplorable do you have to be? What the fuck did the Japanese ever do to us to, like, for you to go down little fucking Tokyo and start just destroying the place, dude? Like, holy shit.
Now, I
We should have armed all the weebs with katanas to defend that place, dog.
do understand there
Would
is
have had the power of God and anime on our side.
division within the America First voting bloc, stating this beautiful bill is only going to increase the amount of government spending. But how quick do people forget?
How?
Trump ran on fixing the border, not necessarily balancing the budget. It's never good to run a bigger deficit, but just look
Yeah.
at the left melting down over the bill.
Of
Saying
course,
no bill is
AOC
bigger than the FBI,
on Blue
Bureau of
Sky.
Prisons,
Good.
and the DEA combined, where she
Good. That's great. I'm sorry, but given that the fucking wait, is this
was
playing?
barely-
Okay. Given that the FBI as of late and all these other departments have been pretty fucking shit at doing their jobs, Great. I'm glad that ICE is gonna supersede all of them.
Silent when Biden wanted to hire nearly double the amount of IRS employees. It's
Yeah, that's
almost like
wild.
they shriek and cry over Trump looking into their potential voter base, but
Yeah.
seemingly cheer on the idea of Biden looking into the American taxpayer again, proving
pretty
they don't
fucking
actually care
wild.
about expansion or contraction of government agencies or programs. It's just their
Yeah.
default reaction to be against whatever Trump accomplishes. While they accomplish what? A historically long rant against Trump on the House floor, rambling for nearly 9 hours,
Jesus
saying nothing,
fucking
and
Christ.
miraculously accomplishing even less. As even
God damn, they must have taken some fucking page scripts out of Legal fucking Eagles playbook, dude. Just rant about Trump, hoping that the masses will be stupid enough to believe you without actually citing any proof or citations of all these quote unquote bad things he's done.
CNN has to admit, the majority of Americans want exactly what Trump is doing. If you ever wondered what happened to
Yeah, I mean, we're already 6 months in, and his approval rating has actually gone up, from what I remember correctly. Like they were comparing him to the previous presidents, to like Obama, Bush, Clinton, and Reagan. They compared him to those four, and they showed that out of those four, that all their approval ratings 6 months in declined, while Trump so far, his approval rating 6 months in has only skyrocketed, which is pretty fucking great in my opinion. It's really eating at the Democrats' fucking brain that Trump is just succeeding in so many ways. Talk about the goat of presidents.
those theater kids after high school, here they are. And it's truly tragic to see them waste all this time, crying and demanding that the actual adults give in to their demands. But that's
Yeah.
just what happens when you don't grow up. You don't know anything beyond performative nonsense you learned in public school. As right now on Reddit, you see countless stories of people receiving final orders of deportation, panicking as they don't know what to
Good.
do. And if these activists actually believe
You don't know. Okay, here's what you do. You fucking turn yourself in so you get the free ride home and $1,000 to start the process to come back legally. That's what you do. That's the easiest shit you could do, in my opinion. Considering that every person who's illegally here turns themselves in, they literally get a free plane ticket home back to their country, as well as 1,000 American US dollars. Like, how is that not a good fucking deal for you and a great incentive for you to go back and then start the process legally to come back in? Like, it's the dumbest shit on the planet, dude.
what they're
We
crying
don't
over,
have
they would
options.
be
Yes, you do.
volunteering
You're
to
just
connect
choosing
them
to
with
not
immigration attorneys,
take them.
or working tax-free overtime shifts to pay for those said legal fees. But no,
Yep.
they saw the countless times their marches in the streets did absolutely nothing for their movement and thought, maybe this time will be different. So if you appreciate my concise, light-hearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, subscribe to Decoy Voice.
Bro, if you want to know how fucked fucking Twitch is, sorry for this little side thing. Bro, this is what Kevin McCulkey, whatever the fuck his name is. Kevin McLeod. Kevin fucking McLeod. His fucking music is copyright stricken on Twitch. That shit gets muted. How is something that's free use and every other platform copyrightable on Twitch where they mute it? It's pretty fucking stupid. But yeah, thank God all this shit's ending. Thank God my taxpayer money is gonna go towards the places that it actually needs instead of cleaning up the messes that the Democrats themselves have caused. But yeah, if you like if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz, and remember to be safe out there, lads and lassies. The world is slightly uncertain now, but it looks like justice and order is returning slowly but steadily. So yeah, be safe out there, be careful. And remember to question everything, believe in nothing, and always seek the deeper truth. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.